We are up in Manchester today talking men's lacrosse and specifically Saint Anselm. We are joined by Nick and Noah Larsen, the twin brothers for the Hawks. First off, welcome, guys. Have you always played lacrosse together?
Thanks for having us on. But yeah, we have we started in first grade together and then all the way up. We've just been playing together for I don't know, 18 years now. So it's been a fun ride so far.
Noah, was it a foregone conclusion that you guys were going to play together when you went to college?
At first it wasn't. We were kind of looking at different places, but when it came down to make a decision, we both figured that St. A is the best fit for both of us. So,
What's it like to play with your brother?
It's definitely a unique experience. I mean, we've been playing together for so long now that it almost feels normal. But I know we have a handful of guys on the team that are siblings, so it's kind of cool to see how um how the siblings play together at St. A's because we have like three or four brothers on the team. So it's definitely a unique experience, especially for the St. A's program.
Is the like sibling reading of each other's minds and like communication, is that all real? Does that come into play?
I would say it's true. Sometimes, like we definitely know where we are on the field together, but I would say we also make a handful of mistakes when we play together because we always play very similar. So,
Has coach ever had an issue telling who from who?
Um, no, not really. But I remember freshman year, coach actually took a picture of me and Noah, I think to kind of like study it a little bit and make sure he didn't get it wrong. He's actually really good about getting it right all the time. There's a handful of guys that I've known for years that still mess it up, but no, he's actually pretty good about it.
That's amazing. What is it that brought you guys both to St. Anselm? Why was this the right move for the two of you?
I would say for me, to be honest, definitely the lacrosse program was the first thing that caught my mind, and Coach Shimon and the culture that he was building here. But then, secondly, obviously the academics. It's a really good school, and also it's pretty close to home. So if I have to, I can just shoot home whenever I want.
Nick, same thing.
Yeah, pretty similar with that. Coach Shimano was really good about showing me, what the culture's like. And then we've actually had a handful of guys from our high school go here. And I've only heard positives about the school going through the recruiting process. And other schools we looked at, I heard a bunch of positives and negatives. I didn't hear a single negative about St. A's. So
We had a pair of twins on during cross country season from Adelphi, Isabel and Catherine Marsh, and they literally do everything together. Like they have the same major and they live together. I think they share a car. How much do you guys mirror each other's lives, and how much do you need like your separation at some points in time?
I would say we're both like super similar, but Nick's an education major and I'm a finance major. So we're both a little bit different in that aspect, but also our personalities are much different too. Like if you ask guys on the team, I'm a little bit more of a goofball or a little bit more crazy than he is, but there's some differences, but not many.
I mean, like on and off the field, like off the field, we live together still with three additional lacrosse guys. We share the same car. At home, we share the same bedroom. At home, we have like the same hobbies and stuff like that, same friend group. So I guess it is a very similar lifestyle, but there are times where like, especially in the school route, that our lives are different, and then kind of just try to be our own person most of the time.
Nick, describe what makes Noah the crazier one of the two of you.
Um, I guess I kind of just like I'm technically the older brother. I'm only 10 minutes older, but I kind of, even only being 10 minutes older, I kind of have that role of being the older brother and kind of looking after him. So I guess that's about it. He's not too crazy, so
I'm trying to read Noah's face while you're talking.
Yeah, I guess that's true for the most part.
Noah, tell me about finance, and Nick, tell me about education. What lies ahead for both of you guys?
Right now, so I start work August 26th as of 2 days ago. So,
Well,
um,
that's all. Congratulations.
thank you. Kind of looking forward to it, but also, I'd rather stay in college for the rest of my life if I could. I really don't want to start working yet, but kind of just got into finance because my senior year of high school, I accidentally put it down as my major for St. A's, and I was like, you know what, I'll just stick with it and see what happens.
That worked out. Well, like was it an accidental box check, or did you just have to put something and that's the first thing that came to mind?
It was probably an accidental box check because when I got to school, they're like, "Oh, you're a finance major." I'm like, "Oh, really?" Like, I'll just stick with it.
Did you get into education the same way, Nick?
So I got into education a little differently. I came into school undeclared because I didn't really want to be a typical business major, work like a 9 to 5, but I kind of got into education just because my dad was a teacher at one point in New Jersey, and then my mom's a special ed teacher in Northborough, Mass. And right now I'm just like applying to jobs, waiting to hear back from a bunch of other places. So keeping my doors open.
What do you love about education?
Probably just being able to like help people. I mean, I've had a bunch of really good high school teachers and college professors, and seeing how they can impact the younger generation's life and kind of not turn it around, but make their life like a positive. That's kind of the biggest like influence.
Do you want to stay with lacrosse too? Is coaching something you want to do through school?
Yeah, definitely at some point. I haven't really thought about it too much, but I would like to stay in the lacrosse world if I could.
So I know you guys have a lot coming on the horizons. Obviously, if you got a job, Noah starting coming up in August, I know you want to savor this one final run. Tell me about it. You guys have had a phenomenal season. As we record this, you guys are unbeaten in conference. Why is this team special, and why will this team accomplish the ultimate goals that you guys have?
I would say like so for the past 4 years here, we've had a bunch of really good teams and a bunch of really good leaders, and our culture is obviously super strong. But I'd say this year is probably just a little bit different because we have a super senior heavy and fifth year heavy class, so we have a ton of experience of making the NCAA tournament, going relatively far in the NE10 postseason. So that's my reasoning.
What is that culture, Nick? Describe what it is like to be a member of the Hawks.
It's an extremely like hardworking process and culture that we have here. I know when I got to campus freshman year, a bunch of the kids in our class had really good work ethics, but watching the sophomores, juniors, and seniors kind of take that whole hardworking like process and kind of escalate it definitely motivated a bunch of the guys on our team. Like you'll walk into the locker room at any point during the day and you have guys putting in extra work, whether it's wall ball shooting, extra lifts, mobility, getting treatment. It's just a really cool thing to see that how much the kids on our team care, and that hardworking mentality that we have is starting to pay off. So
Last topic for you guys. I want to bring it back to you and the sport in particular. What do you love about being lacrosse players? And what was it that got you both into lacrosse originally?
Um, so for being a lacrosse player, I love how it's like kind of a combination of a bunch of different sports. Like growing up, I played obviously lacrosse. I also played hockey, basketball, and soccer. So I like it kind of how it's like physical in the fact like hockey, but it's also got the finesse of like soccer and basketball. And I would also say I got into lacrosse because my dad played in college, and ever since I was 4 or 5 years old, I had a stick in my hands and haven't put it down since.
Nick, same thing.
yeah, same exact thing. Probably huge influence from my dad. Like he never forced it upon us. We are actually really big hockey guys growing up. And once we started playing lacrosse in first grade, I knew that that was a sport I loved at such a young age. But yeah, he was a huge influence on us. And my older brother actually played in college too. So
I was just saying, I know you had another brother. How much older is he?
he's 5 years older than us. He lives in Knoxville, Tennessee right now.
Would you
So
guys like steal his stick and like run around the house with that when you were younger?
All the time, and he hated it.
it's actually kind of funny because he got into lacrosse before us, but he didn't really start playing like organized lacrosse until like eighth grade. And me and Noah were playing organized lacrosse in first, second grade. So we technically got into it before him, but I've learned a ton from him, especially when I was in high school, learning the things he was learning in college kind of helped us translate our game.
Where'd your dad play?
He played at Westfield State, but at the time they had a varsity team, but they got rid of the varsity program, I think, a couple of years after he graduated.
What's it like to see show you pictures? What's it like to see your dad in that light and have that be a motivating factor for you?
Um, it's really cool to kind of look back on because he doesn't like to talk about it too much, but he was like, I guess, a really good player in college and had a lot of accolades and stuff. But he doesn't even talk about that. He talks about all the relationships and friendships that he's made there and how he stays in contact with a bunch of the other teammates he has. Like, it's just really cool to see that connection he's made for his 4 years at school. And then me and Noah are kind of trying to do the same and make a bunch of connections with our 50+ guy roster every year. And it's definitely a unique aspect and kind of community.
Well, congratulations to both you on your careers to this point, and certainly best of luck over the next couple of weeks here trying to end it the right way.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.